be new jobs. And I do think, like, in a benign AI scenario, we will really have an age of abundance. I think really goods and services, unless they're artificially made scarce, like it's specialized artwork, or you want that particular house in that neighborhood, like it has to be an artificial scarcity. But anything that is not made artificially scarce will be plentiful as in a benign AI scenario. You'll be able to have any products and services you want.
Mm-hmm. That
anyone will.
Does that not start to cause a whole new level of problems?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It's like this. It's like, if, you know, there's some things which sound like a blessing, but may in fact be a curse.
Yeah.
Like, I think you will live forever. It sounds like a blessing, and it's actually a curse.
The internet has brought a lot of benefits, but it has its drawbacks and dangers, such as pornography and threatening messages. According to the new head of GCHQ, the internet has become the command center for criminals and terrorists. More must be done by the internet companies to counter threat, but the difficulty is to do this without sacrificing freedom and privacy.
Now, when you watch software engineers and machine learning experts at work, as they have been on this project, how far along the path to artificial intelligence do you think we are?
The primitive forms of artificial intelligence we already have proved very useful. But I think the development of full artificial intelligence could spell the end of the human race. Once humans develop artificial intelligence, it would take off on its own and redesign itself at an ever-increasing rate. Humans, who are limited by slow biological evolution, couldn't compete and would be superseded.
Thank you for those fascinating insights. Thank you very much, Professor Hawking.
Well, I think we are seeing the most disruptive force in history here. You know, where we have for the first time, we will have for the first time something that is smarter than the smartest human. And that, I mean, it's hard to say exactly what that moment is, but there will come a point where no job is needed. You can have a job if you want to have a job for sort of personal satisfaction, but the AI will be able to do everything. So, I don't know if that makes people comfortable or uncomfortable. It's you know, that's why I say if you wish for a magic genie, that gives you any wishes you want, and there's no limit. You don't have those three wish limit nonsense. You just have as many wishes as you want. So it's both good and bad. One of the challenges in the future will be, how do we find meaning in life? If you have a magic genie that can do everything you want, I do think it's hard. You know, when there's new technology, it tends to usually follow an S curve. In this case, we're going to be on the exponential portion of the S curve for a long time, and we have, like, so you'll be able to ask for anything. It won't be, and we won't have universal basic income. We'll have universal high income. So in some sense, it'll be somewhat of a leveler, or an equalizer. You know, because really, I think everyone will have access to this magic genie.
Then, I think maybe these things do play into each other a little bit. But what to do about mass unemployment? This is going to be a massive social challenge. And I think ultimately we will have to have some kind of universal basic income. I don't think we're going to have a choice.
Universal basic income.
Universal basic income. I think it's going to be necessary.
So it means that unemployed people will be paid across the globe.
Yeah.
Because there is no job, robot is taking over.
There will be fewer and fewer jobs that a robot cannot do better. Okay. That's simply and I want to be clear that these are not things that I think that I wish would happen. These are simply things that I think probably will happen. And since if if my assessment is correct, and they probably will happen, then we need to say, what are we going to do about it? And I think some kind of a universal basic income is going to be necessary. Now, the output of goods and services will be extremely high. So with automation, there will come abundance. There will be almost everything will get very cheap. I think I think we'll just end up doing a universal basic income. It's going to be necessary. The harder challenge, much harder challenge, is how do people then have meaning? Like a lot of people, they derive their meaning from their employment. So if you don't have, if you're not needed, if there's not a need for your labor, how do you, what's the meaning? Do you have meaning? Do you feel useless? That's a much harder problem to deal with. And then how do we ensure that the future is going to be the future that we want, that we still like? No, I mean, I do think that there's a potential path here which is, and we're really getting into science fiction or sort of advanced science stuff.
The late Stephen Hawking once said, AI is likely to be the best or worst thing to happen to humanity. If we can sustain the collaboration that we have fostered over these last 2 days, I profoundly believe that we can make it the best.
The world is still working out what on earth to do about AI, what international rules might be needed. Some say the technology has inbuilt problems already, but the government has said it won't rush to regulate.
I think that that's wrong. I think there's plenty of evidence of the risks and harms that are happening here and now to people, and that government should be regulating right now and could be moving faster if it had the political will to do so.
Rishi Sunak reckons AI can help grow the economy overall, but where will it leave our jobs?
Do leaders need to be more candid about the consequences of AI revolutionising workplaces, bluntly, potentially putting lots of people out of work?
We should look at AI much more as a co-pilot than something that necessarily is going to replace someone's job. AI is a tool that can help almost everybody do their jobs better, faster, quicker. But that does mean jobs can change.
Technology has long been revolutionary. This next wave, AI, terrifies some, excites others. Chris Mason, BBC News at Bletchley Park.